Well, hello, my friends. How are y'all doing today? Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all. So glad to have you today. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. It has been a busy one for us here, but it's enjoyable. So that's what counts, I guess. Let's say hello. And guys, I am fixing to put this up because tomorrow, oh, hold on. I don't know what I just did. Okay. I'm fixing to put this up because tomorrow is is did it pop up? Come on, show. Okay, it's showing. Oh, it's National Missing Children's Day. So this will be our background for tomorrow. But for today, we're going to put it up so that everybody knows tomorrow is National Missing Children's Day. And we will definitely be doing a live tomorrow for sure. But in the meantime, hello, beautiful Bobby. Hope you can get to chat with us today too. Hey, TJ, Lori. Hello to y'all. Hi, Patty. Hello, Blue Eyes. How are you? Hello, Texas Plain Jane. No, not the like button. We need the like button to work. Hello, Miss Charlene. How are you doing? Hi, West End. Hello, my friend from Ohio, Legally Blonde. How are you? Let's see, Bridget. Hey, Charles. How are you doing? Hello, Miss Teresa. Good to have you. And I guess that's it. We got a small crowd today. Can't blame anybody for not wanting to be sitting on YouTube on a Saturday afternoon. All is well. You were number one, Bobby. Yay! Welcome, everybody. And hello to everybody that's just listening. Thank you for being here as well. Okay, confession time. Confession time. I promise to not make a thumbnail or a StreamYard stream, get it all set up around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because every time I do, misspellings like crazy. It's like the thumbnail question was not spelled correctly. On the live stream title, questions was not spelled correctly, and answer did not have a capital A. I give up. I give up. No more 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah, let me do this real quick while I'm just half asleep. I promise, guys. I promise I'll do better. So, yeah, TJ sent me a message and she said, "Are you not spelling correctly today? What's up with you?" Hey, Rhonda, how are you doing? Hope you are well. Anyways, my friends, welcome. You don't feel self-conscious. Not with me. You shouldn't. Not with me. I am all human. Make mistakes and everything. That is me for sure. But I had everything recorded, ready to go, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and set this up. I hadn't even paid attention till TJ sent me a message, and I'm like, what is she talking about? I got to looking, and I was like, crap. Oh well. So, anyways, been doing some thinking about my other channel. I have another channel and it's called What the Fuss. And it was created just to have fun on. So we may start doing some things over there, but until I get it all figured out, I don't know yet. But I'm thinking about doing something off of the true crime topic over there. But we shall see how that goes. But it's called What the Fuss. So we get to fuss all we want. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. If anybody's got any ideas, send me an email. Shoot me a text or something. Well, Bobby, you don't worry about spelling today. I cannot get after anyone for misspelling today. Okay? So today's your day. You could do whatever letters you want. Anyways, welcome to everybody that's here. Thank you all so much for being here. So, the title for today is supposed to be, why does he not answer questions? Runs with scissors made alive. Yay! So good to have you. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, today's title, we're going to listen to a interview that they did recently, or not recently, it was in the beginning. It was like the third one they did, I believe. And third or fourth interview they did. But just for funsies, I am pulling up right now. We're going to just get inspired. Hi, Marcy. How are you? Marcy, Maurice. I don't know. But we are fixing to listen to something real quick. Let me get it pulled up. Just to inspire us and to remind us what we are here for. All righty. Let me get this pulled up. Let me get this paused here. Let's hope it works good today. All righty. Let's get going, guys. Maurice. Okay. Maurice. All right. Maurice. I love it. Either way, I love it, love it. Hello, Jenny Machete. How are you? Hey, YouTuber. Glad you made it. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday to you all. All righty. Let's get inspired, shall we? Let's remember the reason we're here.
His disappearance sparked national headlines, but now his father says the case is losing momentum. With National Missing Children's Day coming up on Sunday, he is raising his voice and demanding urgency. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry is outside the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, where Sebastian's father made an emotional plea today. Caitlin.
Sebastian's biological father, Seth Rogers, was deeply frustrated when he spoke with me. He fears the case is going cold.
My son's been missing for 15 months. and they don't care.
Sebastian disappeared in February last year. He was just 15 years old. Initial search efforts involved local police, the TBI, and the FBI, but those physical searches have since shifted to focus on the investigative side. The last press conference on the case was more than a year ago.
I would love to see them actually conducting more searches. I'd like to have some communication on the tips that have come in just with me, so that I know that when a tip comes in, I'm not following up on what job they're supposed to do.
Seth says only one detective is actively assigned to the case and that he is often left to chase down the same leads, also sent to law enforcement.
We need more than just one set of eyes on this case, but it all falls on my shoulders to ask people to help find my son. My son means something to me. These people should be doing their job.
In his push for progress, Seth says he's reached out to lawmakers and is even drafting federal legislation aimed at reforming how child protection agencies and the Amber Alert system handle missing children's cases.
It's a federal oversight law on places like CPS, DCS, the Amber Alert, getting it redone and taking it out of people's hands that don't care about the children.
According to the FBI, an estimated 460,000 children are reported missing in the U.S. every year. Seth says every one of those cases deserves attention, including Sebastian's.
A parent demands answers. We demand answers because our heart is missing. He is my world. I need him. I need him back with me.
We reached out to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for a statement. They assured us this case remains a top priority and said in part, please know that behind the scenes, a tremendous amount of work has been done and will continue. Some aspects of the investigation are not visible to the public due to the sensitive nature of the case. Sebastian's family continues to ask for the community's help. If you know anything about Sebastian's whereabouts, you're asked to call the Sumner County Sheriff's Office or the TBI. Those numbers can be...
All right, there we go. I disagree with her. It's not his family. It is his father calling for justice. Thank you all for what you're doing. Thank you all. That is the reason we're doing this right there. We want answers. That's right. We want answers. So anyways, let's see. Let me put this up on the screen because this could not be better said. This is huge. CPS messed up big time. Seth should have been notified. Had that man been notified of the CPS report happening in that home, I honestly believe Sebastian would have already been with his father. They would have made things work however they could. And yes, Bridget, children ought to be the main concern for every adult. End of story. Children are put on this earth for adults to protect. Yes. I tell you, CPS screwed this up. I just wanted to get everybody motivated for the day. That is the reason we're here. Hey, brown eyed girl, how are you doing? So, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Yes, Legally Blonde. Yes. Once Seth has Sebastian is home with him, Seth will literally own CPS and LE. Yes. You know, this is the thing, Bridget. From what we have heard, it was said to CPS caseworker lady that Sebastian's father, biological father, was not in his life. That's how they got away with it. Plus the fact that we now know Christopher has an aunt that works in the office. So things were allowed to continue there as well. And Sebastian happened to be doing the correct thing, telling an adult at his school. I know, right, TJ? I wish I could find that lady. Yep, that's one conversation I would love to have. Yes, Rhonda, every child needs protection from the evil in this world. Every child out there. Yes, they do, don't they? Because we know Christopher's sister, Melissa, she worked at the sheriff's department. Then we got the aunt at the DCS office. Then we got friends at the sheriff department, Hendersonville PD, and TBI, Bobby, Ray, and Carter. Isn't that something? And then the neighbor behind them, Christopher Carr. Don't forget about KK's special friend. That's it. It's up to them to find out those things. But they took their word as truth. Just like law enforcement took their word as truth that that child ran away. Now, if someone was to tell me that child ran away, and I would ask the question, what all was going on that would make him run away? Well, we had a good day. I made breakfast, I made some spaghetti pancakes. Google it, y'all. Does that sound like a child's gonna run away? We went bowling. He got a colossal popcorn. We went to Roadhouse because he likes to eat there. We came home. He played in his room. I did 6 different things in one time. Yo, that's a red flag. If there was nothing at all happening, then why would he want to run away? Yes, Bridget, LE, CPS, real estate, funeral parlors, trash tips. Yes, exactly. Yes, my friend, a lot of them should be going to prison. In my opinion, I think they should be. Yes. But we don't even see any action towards the one person who puts herself in that home with him. And law enforcement states to us there is no evidence he ever left his home. Okay? So what happened? Because if he didn't leave his home and he's not there, there's only a few options left. If he had no reason to run away, why are we going out looking 5 miles out in a complete circumference around that home? Why are we sending people out in the woods looking under trees and branches and everything? because KK said he went out that, or I don't know why he went out that front door. Right? Are they saying he's still in the home? Because if he's not in that home, he had to have been taken out, right? If he didn't walk out, and there's no evidence showing that he did. Hey, Baba Rose and Magic Star. Welcome, everybody coming in. So, anyways, there should be a law that if any child ever under the age of 17 goes missing, it should be treated instantly as a criminal case until it's proven otherwise. That home should be preserved for any evidence at all, without having people traipse in and out and family members just hanging out all day long and all those things. It's sad to say, but there are so many times the parents are involved and they are the ones that say that child ran away. Should be a law across the whole United States. Because while they're out looking, and it took them to day 7 when they realized this child ain't out here. We have nothing. We've looked at all the video. There's been no activity on his phone prior to him going missing to say that he would. So then by that time, could you imagine the amount of people that was in and out of that home? I had heard days later a cleaning truck came to steam clean carpets and all kinds of stuff like that. Hi, April T. Come on in. So if that's the case, and when it was asked about the cleanup, Mr. Chris got a little bit of an attitude over there on Smiley's. I don't know why it's anyone's concern if I like a clean house. It's a concern because there's a child missing. End of story. And if I am not mistaken, there are a couple of people working to get that in play. So in the meantime, we sit and we talk and we do our best to get the word out that something is not right in the Sebastian Rogers case. Things are not being handled in the Sebastian Rogers case. And guys, as much as we were upset with Jennifer Coffindaffer, she seemed to have lit a fire under a lot of us. So therefore, I kind of want to thank her. I don't believe what she said is truthful. But it's okay. We can agree to disagree. But she lit a fire under a lot of people. And there has been a surge of people wanting to make sure this young man is found. And that is what we needed. Could be Baba Rose. Could be. Yes, go Seth. Definitely. Exactly. Exactly, Legally Blonde. On the day everyone gathered at the Proudfoot home, the DA should have demanded so much be done inside that home. Therefore, if he is in the Bowersox pockets as well. Yes, yes, and yes. That's a question. It's always, how many people are in their pockets? How many people do they have protecting them? And my question is, why is it that you need so many people owing you favors? Because it sure seems to be an awful lot. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way. Maurice, yes. I will never watch her Believer again. Exactly. That 360, that was rough. We had just yesterday I played the clip where she had said just previous to that on another live how very important that piece of evidence will be in this case. Yes, Rhonda. A lot of people did back off and now they're speaking out again. So yeah. I tell you though, as much as we hurt, could you imagine Seth? Could you imagine that father being in there listening? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like this. They must have crap on everyone of importance in Hendersonville, but you would only attempt to blackmail my behind once. Yes. But hey, when they build these $1 million houses and only charge them thousands of dollars, that's what when those favors come in handy. I think right now, if there's favors owed, they are calling on them left and right. Because this case should have died down by now and gone quiet. Especially with all the threats being put out there. But yeah, Cinderella, she says, I am so upset. How in today's day and age does this happen? Yes, Miss Charlene, we will definitely, be doing that. We are fixing to listen though. You are so right on this one. If the 3 a.m. video was irrelevant, why did Ellie not debunk it as fast as they did the Midnight Dog Walker? Because it is relevant and they know it. They just don't want to use it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to use it. I'm going to say this legally. She said they're acting as if they're a mob family, but they found that their PO didn't work in their favor. That's because they got outside the judge, that's there. But that type of family, I've already heard that words connected into their family. Just putting that out there. Don't know if it's true, but that word has come up a few times. So I don't know. Yeah, Rhonda. I wish we all did too. We should all stand in our truth, you know? I stand in my truth. And when I truthfully sit here and tell you I don't know how to spell it 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know, it was like 3:40 this morning when I made my thumbnail and when I made the stream and got it all set up. It wasn't until just a while ago I realized I even had it on private, not public. So, yeah, I make mistakes, guys. I do. But my promise to you is not to do that at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when my eyeballs don't want to stay open no more. Oh, yeah, Bobby. That happens, doesn't it? Oh, right. TJ, yes. Well, let's get to listening to this here. This is done. It is a interview done by WNMV Channel 4 in Nashville. It was early on. But I got some things we're going to talk about here. We're going to listen and we'll work through this here. Here we go. Y'all ready?
Might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
Can y'all hear that okay? Somebody let me know. Let me see here. I'm going to have to take it down. Y'all can hear okay? Okay. I got to take it down a little smaller so I can be able to get back. Okay.
It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Or he'd been in trouble, but he hasn't been in trouble. So, I mean, the $1 million question, why did he go? And the other $1 million question is how.
Why did he go? And the other question is how. You know, why were they looking weeks before? I would say probably to see if there was any activity that would actually send them in a direction. As if, did he talk to anyone? Was he planning this? I could see the weeks before. But he had a fun day. He was behaving. I mean, they're so critical on that behaving part. Is this too low of sound? Because if it is, I can play just the sound. If y'all would rather do it that way to get it a little louder, y'all let me know, and I'll, because we're just going to look at this. So y'all tell me, what would you rather, just listen to the sound louder, or would you just do it like it is? I agree, Legally Blonde. That's it, Bridget. He was not perfect. They expected perfection. Play like it is. Okay.
What about social media? Is there anything that, anyone he could have contacted? I understand he was somewhat of a gamer, or what was he? There was a video game he loved, right?
Minecraft. He
yeah.
loves Minecraft.
Minecraft.
The game that he has is not online. He has the Switch.
We don't, because of how social media can be, he doesn't have accessibility to communicate with folks
The internet.
on internet. I mean, we have a firm belief that
Okay. He did not have internet access. Justin brought up the biggest thing of all. After he was gone, his Switch was hacked. There was a game bought or something like that. Folks, you have to be online for those things to happen. I'm not sure about the internet thing. I think they're trying to make themselves look like better parents than they actually are. That's just my opinion. Yeah, if he wasn't in trouble, yeah. Exactly.
that we just don't feel that right now he's capable of having that kind of responsibility. So, I mean, his phone is locked down, his computers, his gaming. He doesn't have a gamer tag. He doesn't have online capabilities with games. I mean,
we've combed every electronic.
I mean, we've cooperated with all the authorities as far as anything they've asked us to provide, we've provided, and still just don't have any answers.
Did he have any friends that could have possibly contacted him in some way on his phone?
All his friends at school have been questioned to my knowledge, and none of them knew anything.
This big
Okay.
question mark.
Let's talk about that real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
No one can figure out where or why.
Let me get back over here.
All right. So let's talk too about the relationship involved, because the biological father is very much involved in Sebastian's
What
life
happened?
as well.
Yes, ma'am. Very much.
Right. And how would you describe that relationship, the two of them? And
Hold on. They ask about his friends. Did anybody talk to his friends? Were they questioned? Do they know anything? What was Katie's response? I want to go back just a tad because I want to listen to what she says again. Really close. Let's listen.
relationship involved, because the biological father is
Oh, wait,
very much
let's go back
involved
a
in
little more.
Sebastian's life as well.
Yes, ma'am.
No one can figure out where or why. All right. So let's talk too about the relationship involved, because the biological father is very much involved.
Friends at school have been questioned to my
Here we
Still
go.
just don't have any answers.
Did he have any friends that could have possibly contacted him in some way on his phone?
All his friends at school have been questioned to my knowledge, and none of them knew anything.
This big
All
question
of his friends
vanished.
Yes, ma'am.
No one.
have been questioned. And they don't know anything. Who's the woman that told us he had no friends and he asked for friends? He asked for friends for his birthday. He asked for friends for Christmas. Exactly, Magic Star. Sebastian wanted friends. Katie's the one that said he did not have friends because he is too focused on one thing at a time. What in the world? Now he has friends and they've all been questioned. Yeah, then he left. Watch it again. Just that last little part. Watch Mr. Chris, because it's like, yeah, what friends? Here we go.
Knew anything.
big question mark. He's vanished.
Yes, ma'am.
And no one can figure out where or why. All right. So let's talk too about
He just got
the relationship involved, because the biological father is very much involved in Sebastian's life as
listen
well,
close.
Yes, ma'am.
He
Very
is.
much.
right?
Okay, we're going to talk about Seth. Yes, another lie, right? Which one's the lie? Did he have friends or did he not have friends? We can't believe anything these two people say. Now listen to this. They're asking about his biological parents. Okay? Here we go.
Right. And how would you describe that relationship, the two of them and the four of you?
It's relatively good. I mean, we talk regularly. He talks to his son on a regular basis, sees him on a regular basis. He's involved in school and therapy. And I mean, he didn't have any extracurricular activities, but I can tell you now, if he did, his dad would be in the front row.
What? His dad was involved in his life. He was at school events, meetings, therapy. And if Sebastian was in any sports, his father would have been in the front row. Oh my gosh. Let's keep listening.
In two different households, and the communication between the three of us is great. I mean, yes, we're just like every parent. We all have our disagreements, but in the end, we come together as a team and we work. And
A team, guys, a team. We come together as a team to work. We heard how Mr. Chris comes together as a team to work, because when he didn't like the question Seth had on web sleuthing, he made a comment about Seth made a comment about getting together and working through this. And it was Chris's response. I'll tell you what, we'll get Bobby and Carter, and then we'll sit down and talk. But they come together and work as a team, guys. So what is it? What happened where Katie's sitting here praising Seth as the father, but she has yet to speak to Seth other than a few words that very first day when Seth walked in her door? Why won't she talk to him? 15 months. 15 months. In 2 days, it will be 15 months to the day. And that woman has yet to talk to that father who loves his child so much that she just sat there and praised as being an active part of Sebastian's life. But hey, guys, we're supposed to believe every word they tell us. Remember? So what word are we going to believe? Is he a super great father? Or do you not like him, Katie? What's up?
and we come up with solutions that as we best see fit. I mean, I'm almost in contact with him almost daily.
Almost
Let's talk
daily.
about Sebastian, tell me.
They're in contact, guys, almost daily until Sebastian goes missing, right? The most crucial thing that has ever happened in Sebastian's life, and they can't talk to Seth. Is it because Seth won't play their games? I say yes. Yeah, she can't lie to Seth. She knows it.
About Sebastian, how would you describe him?
Sweet, stubborn. He loves to help. He loves running, and he loves to play his games and his fidgets and Uno. Lord, that's one of his favorite games right now. Favorite color is green.
She has to think hard. Watch her think so hard about what she can say to describe him. Tell us about him. It's a hard thing for her.
Do you like music?
Oh,
Does he like music?
an eclectic
Oh,
taste.
yeah.
An eclectic. I mean, from as everybody knows, Eye of the Tiger to Eddie Vedder.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So we got Pearl Jam on one hand, we've got Survivor on the other over here. We've got Taylor Swift, and
He's got a big crush on her. I mean, country, rock,
no hip hop.
classic.
We don't allow the hip hop.
Well, he doesn't really
Well, I
get
say
into it
rap and
anyways.
things.
You mentioned he loved running. So did he love the outdoors at all? I mean, would something outside that would
Okay. Did he love the outdoors or something outside? Welcome, everybody coming in. Thank you for being here. Girl, you don't need her accent. No. She don't even know what her accent is. She's trying to figure it out and try them all out. Listen to this. Does he like the outside? The child that just ran away, okay? He just ran away, went through that door. I don't know why he went through that door. Mr. Chris says he walked on the front porch and poof, he was gone like a ninja, right? Houdini. The boy that ran away with no shoes on, no backpack, no nothing. But listen here.
that was somewhat outdoorsy be enticing to him or pull him outdoors?
He loves, like, when we were in California and the school had this lap thing to gain money. It was a fundraiser. And every year,
Yes, Lisa.
I did this many
Yes,
laps. I
Lisa.
did this many laps. I mean, I've got T-shirts where they would write on his back every time the kids went around. They'd mark a mark on the back, and they'd keep running. And he just had marks all the way across his back. He likes playgrounds. He hates being dirty. He
Yeah,
doesn't like
Magic
being
Star.
dirty.
Yeah, he's not your tomboy style child where he goes outside and plays in the mud.
He loves animals, but he's terrified of bugs.
Oh yeah.
So he doesn't like to get dirty. He's terrified of bugs. But we have to believe that at sometime in the middle of the dark of the night, early morning, this young man left his home with no coat and no shoes. Went away from his home without being seen. That means he's going to have to stay in the shadows, basically from the trees, the sides of the houses. We're supposed to believe that?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like, oh!
Lord.
Highly functioning. I know you all have described him as having a form of autism,
He does.
but just describe that to our viewers too, as far as his way of thinking of things and maybe how determined he was about certain things. Or
Okay, remember the very first interview they did, they told us he was very young in mind, right? KK's words, he was very young in mind. Christopher tells us he may be 15, but he's only about 10 in his mind wise, in the way he acts. Okay, put it off as he is very, very, very young. Kind of like all the pictures that they have put out of him. Maybe. That is a good thought. Listen
or
to this.
his mindset.
He's got a stubborn mindset. If he believes it's this,
he gets on a one-man track and he is just
Yeah.
on it, and he is all about it.
but I mean, he's very smart.
He's
I mean,
smart.
he can play chess. He can beat adults in chess.
Wow.
So
He loves playing games.
What about navigation? Like, did he have a sense of direction? Do you
Okay, nothing at all about him being very young in mind. He's only, like a 10-year-old kid in his head, basically. Nothing at all. This had only been within about a week of the very first interview to this one. It's insane how they cannot even describe Sebastian the same.
do you think he could have possibly even hitched a ride or gotten a ride on a bus or some sort of transportation?
that is a speculation that we don't have an answer for. Just
I mean-
directionally, he knows he could guide you from
Right,
our house to his dad's house.
Yeah.
He could get from like this house. I think he can make it up to Culver's ice cream.
He can go to Culver's.
Oh, the boy loves
He
a
knows
malt.
where Culver's is because Culver's has malt.
Uh-huh.
He loves malt, extra malt. Every time, extra malt.
Now, how far away does his dad live?
Clarksville. His dad lives up by Clarksville.
So he could guide someone all the way to Clarksville.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Exactly,
So,
Alicia
in
B.
direction,
They
at
don't
least with certain
question
things.
Ellen
Familiar route.
at all.
Familiar routes. Okay.
Familiar
I
route.
mean, if I took him another route going
He
this way,
takes
he would
it.
not.
Right,
He
TJ?
goes up there so often that he knows how to get to his daddy's. We know that.
His dad works with him as far as, well, we're going this way, we're going that way, and
Mhm.
Mhm.
keeps the same thing, and it works out. So
Let's talk too, because earlier, Chris, you and I were talking, and you were saying that there are a lot of people who are harassing both of you. What of any of that do you want to address? What do you want to say to any of these people?
Right.
Just that you don't know. And I don't wish you to ever know.
Really, KK? Because you're telling me that it's not so bad at all. Your body language tells me it's all good. You just sit there and answer some questions.
I would say it like this: everybody has an opinion, and it's perfectly okay to have that opinion. But you're not in this situation. You don't quite understand. I wish people would step back, take a different, wide open view, and not assume what they know.
I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Chris. I don't have to assume to know what it's like, child. Your son. I know that life. That is my life. That is my new life. In no way in hell, 1 week after he was gone, would I be sitting there laughing and joking and trying to think about some things that I could say to describe my son. Words would just be falling out of my mouth.
It's just better to stick to the facts. If they have questions, all they have to do is ask.
All you got to do is ask. Friends, let me share a little secret with y'all. That man has been asked to come on my show more than probably anybody else. Personally asked. Yet to show up. But all we had to do was ask, right? It was asked repeatedly.
I pray genuinely that no one ever goes through this.
Just be kind to people. I mean,
Be kind. Be kind, Mr. Chris. When you don't like Brittany J, you should be kind to people. Okay, Mr. Chris? You shouldn't be telling her that she... Never mind. I'm not going to repeat the words you said about that woman that were not so kind.
It's real simple.
It is simple.
There are some people who have been talking, because I know this is part of the harassment. Is there anything you want to address about this child custody?
Yes,
situation?
Bobby.
The previous.
So I have a current case that is ongoing in another state. We've requested that case to be sealed because there are some individuals who have taken upon themselves to
Yes,
put
Alicia.
stuff out there that they don't quite know, which all they have to do is ask, I'll tell you.
Just ask.
But because of that,
He didn't say he would come through with it,
it has
though.
nothing to do with our son. It has nothing to do with the situation. I just people would respect that and then keep an open mind.
Oh, we got an open mind, Mr. Chris. You wouldn't believe how open our mind is over here.
Totally different.
If Sebastian is able to watch this, and maybe he's watching this as it airs, and if he is,
Yeah,
what
Pink
do you want to
Warrior,
say
he
to
is.
Sebastian? What do you want him to hear from you right now?
Oh gosh. That we love you so much and we want you to come home.
We love you so much, and we want you to come home. She's going into this sad state now.
And you're not in trouble?
Woo! Not in trouble, guys. He is not in trouble. Why the hell would you say that if your child is missing? Did he stay in trouble? Obviously, since there was 5 CPS cases, there was trouble. Bless his heart. These people are sickening. I'm sorry to say that, but it aggravates the hell out of me when they sit there and act like they're precious little parents. Having a super great time with this young man. He's not in trouble. Only a mother who's had 5 CPS calls to her home would say something that stupid. Yes, Teresa.
I guarantee you he is loved. And trust me, the open arms are waiting for him to come home. From every parent.
From his father. His father's arms are open and waiting. His father's arms are out searching while y'all are on vacation, putting snacks in a blanket on the front porch and a pair of shoes on the front porch like he's some damn dog.
Parent to every family members to probably everyone in the community. But there's no malice. We just want our boy home.
Yes, Charlene, he did.
Badly. But
That mama's heart, I know it's daddy's too, but I feel like there's always that extra special bond. Can you walk us through?
She looked down and didn't say anything. She didn't say, yes, we have a strong bond. He's my boy. He's my baby. She looked down because she knew he had that bond with his father.
What you're thinking right now?
I just want my baby to be okay.
Pray he's okay,
I don't know where
KK.
he's at.
But you know.
I don't know where he's at.
You do, KK. You do. It's okay, KK. Tell us.
Let's talk about the community because I want you all to know. Even my church body. I mean, we're all praying. We're all praying for his safe return quickly. What do you all want to say to the
Oh, just a little FYI, the news reporter goes to church with mommy socks. Just so you know.
community?
With everything from the bottom of our hearts. I would not have imagined how far this has gotten, but there's no way to repay the gratitude, the love that we felt from the community, the prayers. But thank you.
But
from the
don't
bottom of our
stop
hearts.
looking.
Yeah, please.
My son is somewhere.
Don't stop looking. What about those phone calls everybody seems to get? What about those phone calls? You and your friend need to stop looking for Sebastian. You need to shut your mouth. What about those kind of phone calls? You don't want us to stop looking. You just said it on TV. But what about those phone calls then?
This ain't
Bring
over
it
until
on.
he's home.
So we have, let's mention, let's get on the search itself, because we know thousands of miles have basically been traced and retraced. We've got hundreds, we've got volunteers, we've got law enforcement from within the state, outside of the state. I mean, do you feel like
Yes,
they're doing
Robin.
as much as they can?
Isn't
I
that
mean,
something?
you all have been right there in the front seat, seeing everything that's underway.
Woo, wait,
As
what?
far as I know, they're doing
Yeah.
everything. Anything and everything has been an option. They have brought in assets and resources
Yeah,
from
Jenny.
various counties, potentially other states. I mean, I don't know how much more they could do, but we're grateful for everything they have done.
They're amazing, but they still haven't brought my baby back.
They will.
They will.
They will.
He will.
He's out there somewhere.
Is that when he's 18, he'll come home? Is that it? Yeah, Jenny. Sick. I think I could look at this video just a little more positively had I not heard the words Mr. Chris said, when he says, just be nice here. But I lost all respect for the man. When he attacked a woman he doesn't even know. The words that were said were so disgusting. But yet we're supposed to be nice. I just can't with him.
So it's basically, it's one day at a time, getting through this and bringing him home.
Yes, show poodles.
What is the reaction to the fact that somehow his image, he hasn't been captured on any video?
I know that it was very dark that night.
Very
I mean,
dark.
It gets dark around here at night in general.
Very dark. Generally, it's very dark, she says. Folks, it was a full moon that night. You could see the streets. You could see houses. The Ring cameras could pick up things. The only part of dark. Hey, Opal, come on in. The only part of the dark was where there was lots of trees and stuff. But she knows it was dark, especially in that common area back there at 3:10 a.m. It was dark, huh, KK?
No, but so far we haven't found him on any camera footage to prove where he's at or where he's gone. I know that they're looking, and I went at
What was that, KK? So far, they haven't found any camera footage of him on anyone's camera at all. Still true, 15 months later, no sign of him leaving that home.
Asking everybody and anybody that
Yes,
has cameras,
Lisa
trail
King,
cams,
yes.
stores, to check, even from before he went missing, just to see if there's anything at all.
That's as big as I can
understand
get it.
there was a request for video, any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier in the day on Sunday before he disappeared.
That I don't believe we can comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're
Hold on,
privy
let's
to
go back
at
just
this
a
point.
tad.
Or where he's gone. I know that they're looking, and I went asking everybody and anybody that has cameras, trail cams, stores,
Worshams.
to check, even from before he went missing, just to see if there's anything at all.
And I understand there was a request for video, any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier in the day on Sunday before he disappeared.
That I don't believe we can comment on right now. That is not something that I believe we're.
Okay, guys. She asked about footage earlier in the day before he had gone missing, and why, they would want to have that video from earlier in the day. Mr. Chris says he cannot answer that at this time. Why?
We're privy to at this point.
Not privy to it. We can't be privy to it at this time, guys. Okay? He's the only one that can be privy, not us.
Law enforcement. That is something I would definitely direct back to them. But I mean, there's all kinds of requests out there. There's thousands of hours of video that they are combing, and we're just hoping they'll find something.
They found a man walking his dog just 48 hours after Sebastian went missing. Sebastian was not in that video. They debunked that video just 2 days. By Wednesday, it was debunked. That's how fast law enforcement started working. That's how fast they were combing through that evidence. All of those things that were turned in to them. Hey, Senior Canine Mama. Hello, everybody coming in. Thank you all for being here. So, yeah, we cannot have information that he thinks we shouldn't be privy to. He's the only one that can be privy. Don't forget that.
And I know this is so sensitive. What do you say to people who inevitably end up pointing their finger back at you? We were talking earlier, and I mean, are you both in the clear?
I can tell you that Mom, myself, and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board. We have anything that they've wanted, we have provided. So cooperation is there.
Cooperation is there. How cooperative is KK when she hires a criminal defense lawyer? How cooperative is that? If anybody wants to ask her questions, they have to go through her lawyer. That doesn't sound very cooperative, Mr. Chris. Yeah. Maurice. That is funny. He now eats all the snacks.
What do you want to say to our viewers? Anybody who's watching, we've got a lot of folks in this community and in other counties just throughout the state as well. What do you want to say to them?
Help spread the word and keep searching, and thank you. And just if you think you see him, call him in.
Thank all the viewers, everybody that's helped from across the board. I mean, everybody has been tremendous.
Call his name.
Yeah.
He'll answer, and if he doesn't answer, he'll look, even if he's not being verbal at the moment, because he can talk, but sometimes he don't talk. Call his name. Tell him to stay put.
He could be on the move, so keep checking your properties.
Yes. Like, the search is never over until he comes home. That is for sure.
So smart.
But thank you for everything that everybody has done, has volunteered, the continuous efforts. I mean, it's, like I said, I've never seen something to this magnitude before.
Our community is amazing.
We're all praying, hoping, and searching for Sebastian's safe return for that day. Thank you both for
Thank
talking
you.
with me.
All right, guys. So the question is, why does he not answer the question? Because he is the one, the only one that should be privy to it all. Okay? Don't forget that. I think he answered the question. We are not privy to that type of information. Only he can be privy. Charlene said on the case with Brandon Hong, the 21 missing autism from Kentucky, they had issues with their LE not wanting to help. The parents went to the Attorney General and the Autism Foundation stepped in. Amazing. Amazing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. He. She doesn't even want to say his name at the beginning. She very seldom says his name. It just kills me. If the shoe fits, K-Mac, that's funny. If the shoe fits, be pervy. Thank goodness our shoe don't fit right. You know, there are several times where he tells us that law enforcement has asked him not to share the information. He has at times mentioned that, you know, he's been asked not to say anything on that subject. There was a time we heard last week, I think it was, where he said himself, his words were, I passed a lie detector test, and they called Seth and told him. And, you know, he had previously said he couldn't say too much about this. And the person questioned and said something about maybe he was told not to say nothing. No, he can say something. Mr. Chris couldn't, but they told Seth he could say things. Folks, I'm telling you, people who tell so many lies gets it all jumbled up at times. There are times where they can't remember the last lie that they told. Therefore, a new story is created. When they're put on the spot and asked a question they're not quite ready for, something that they've already talked about, but want more explanation to. They thought the case was over with that question. They have to act quick. So it seems as if they're just going right through it all. And there goes another news story. But you see, when the events actually happen, their mind will then kick into replay. And you replay in your mind and speak on the events that happened, that you actually went through and lived through and experienced. So when he's not sure or doesn't want to get in too deep with an answer, we get the all famous, we are not privy to it. We get that answer. Law enforcement has asked us not to disclose at this time that information. And I'm telling you, folks, law enforcement is not going to tell Christopher Proudfoot something and then tell him. Make sure you don't tell the public. JH, aloha, my friend. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Hello to everybody coming in. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm telling you, Robin, he's making this stuff up. Oh, Legally Blonde. Yes, yes, yes. One day, those two will meet their maker, and it definitely will be a come to Jesus day for them. Telling you what, my mama used to tell me all the time, do we need to have a come to Jesus meeting? No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Oh, yes, Bridget. Yes, I want to go over that tomorrow because there are some things in there we're going to go over to make sure everybody has caught on to, because there's several slip ups in the Olivia interview. That's our next one. You know, we're going back through them. It was the web sleuth in an interview where we all, you know, caught on to the fact that Mr. Chris made the statement, if we were that rich and had all the money in the world, he would be home. I don't know about the money part, what difference that makes. But Mr. Chris said those words. Holly, thank you so much for the super sticker. I love you and appreciate you so, so, so much. Here you go. You're so sweet. So, oh, there we go. You know, there's so much to this story that we've heard. We sat here the other day to create a timeline, working together to make sure we weren't overlooking anything. And our timeline turned into a complete jumbled mess. Our timeline started at 6:36 p.m. when they left Texas Roadhouse. 6:37, they supposedly, possibly allegedly stopped at a convenience store for just a few minutes. KK supposedly had a conversation with the car that parked beside her. They arrived home just a little before 7 p.m. At 7:15, the trash was taken out. They can see on camera a person wearing dark clothing that had a black hoodie on because it was cool that night. They had a black hoodie on. KK said, according to what they saw on the video, it sure looked like Sebastian in his walk. Although on Granny's watching, Granny said, Sebastian sure does walk like his mother. I didn't realize how much Katie and Sebastian actually walked alike. And Mr. Chris said, yes, they do. They walk just alike. It was a gas station. So was it KK that took out the trash? Since she's the one that had on the black hoodie at Texas Roadhouse? Because all we know is Sebastian had on his t-shirt. And when he got ready for bed, he put on a long sleeve t-shirt. There was never a time where any of it had a hoodie. Mr. Chris even said his last thing he was known to wear was a long sleeve t-shirt, not a sweatshirt and not a hoodie. So that's where things starts getting muddled up. From there, he went to play in his room. So did he play in his room from 7:15 till 9 o'clock? Because it was 9 o'clock when she hollers out, it's time to go to bed. And he said, okay, good night, Mama. Good night, puppies. I love you. And he went to bed. Oh, according to KK, he went to sleep. But he must not have been asleep because anywhere from 10 to 10:30, there's some kind of noise coming from his room. Depends on the interview which one you want to listen to as to how she reacted to it. I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep. Did you fall out of the bed, Bubba? Bubba, what are you doing in there? Are you okay? All those things happened between 10 and 10:30. Then, she's already on the phone with Mr. Chris about 9:43 to 9:46. Let's be precise on our times so there's no mistaking. Of course, anybody else would have just said 9:30-ish, 9:45-ish. So during that time, KK was falling asleep at 10:30. She was studying for her book test. She was talking on the phone till midnight. She fell asleep at 11. And so on and so on. She's multitasking while talking on the phone. It's insane how talented she is. But we don't know what really happened. Because those stories have never been the same. Not even the words she uses have been the same. Marcy, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Guys, if you were gifted from our Maurice, please tell her thank you. That is so gracious of you. And guys, welcome to the South. our new lollipop.
Welcome, welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. Can I get a hand and get down? Welcome to the South.
Thank you so much, sweetie. You are so sweet to do that. We love you for that. And welcome, everybody. So, yeah, the story just continues to go on from there, and it doesn't get any clearer. After sitting down with you guys to make sure I wasn't missing anything, I come to realize that it is an actual fact. With all of the stories being told during the timeline, it's very obvious that none of those things actually happened. Because if there was such an event happening from the time she said he went to bed till the time she woke him up, got in the car, called Mr. Chris, and all the things, the only next fact we have is that dispatch was called at 6:36 a.m. That's it. That's the next fact from the trash can. We know they were on the phone during that time. But that's it. That's the only facts we have. Because everything else is stories. Justice Mama's been a member for 2 months. She says, love you, Lolly. Thank you for being you. Girl, we love you, and we're so grateful to have you here. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. We love you so big. Thank you. So, yeah, guys, if those things happened and she actually was living her life when those things were happening, she was going through those particular motions, her mind would go in rewind. She would be recalling each and every event every time she's asked. That, my folks, is common sense. You don't have all of these different things that are said. You don't have all of these different facts that you're spitting out that do not match your last interview. That's not how the truth works. It's insane, crazy, folks. Laura W., hello to you, and thank you. If you were the lucky one to get the membership that was gifted from our lovely Laura W., please make sure to tell her thank you. And welcome to the South, our new lollipop.
Welcome, welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. So can I get a hand and get down? Welcome to the South.
Welcome. Thank you, Laura. That is so sweet of you. I don't know how hard it is for Katie to tell the truth. I don't know if that is a pattern she's had throughout her whole life. I have no idea. Oh, Barbara Rose, you got power knocked out. Are you in Egypt? Is that where you're at, Baba Rose? In Egypt? That is one place I would love. Oh, JH got the gifted membership. Yay. But guys, it's not hard to talk about your child and the last things that happened when you were with your child. It's horrible. It's disgraceful. It is embarrassing for Sebastian to have a mother that can't say what happened. Because if his mother was to tell the exact truth, okay, Egypt Road, gotcha. I was like, wow, I've always wanted to go to Egypt. To me, that's one of the coolest places to go visit. I would love to go to Egypt. But how hard is it for Katie to tell the truth in her real everyday life? I wonder, because what we know of her, she's not telling the truth, and obviously there's a reason. There has to be a reason. I ain't getting married and staying in Egypt. Are you kidding me? Can you see my country ass in Egypt? I will stick out like a sore thumb. But guys, I said it yesterday. I've said it from the beginning. His mother holds the key. You're in Louisiana. You're my neighbor. You're my neighbor. She knows, doesn't she? Lady for Justice lived in Greece. Oh, wow, I bet. Oh, Greece is another place that's so beautiful. Yes, Show Poodle says, ding, ding, ding. I wonder if the reason is not wanting prison. Look here, Lolly on a camel in Egypt. That is kind of funny to think. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh. Yes. And that, I believe, is the one, the Chronicles of Olivia, I think. Yep. She doesn't want to talk. Yep. She does not want to tell the truth, and there is a very heavy presence to her. She knows something. She doesn't want it to be seen. My mama was always telling me, Loretta, I don't even have to ask you if you did something wrong. I don't have to ask you if you're mad and pissed off. I don't have to ask you if you're lying to me. It's all over your face. And she was right, as always. You can tell by my tone. You can tell by my face when something is wrong. Yeah, he could hear it on my face. That's it, Lady for Justice. Yes. Oh, man. Folks, I think KK's the same way. She forgets for a minute that she knows where her child is, and she gets to laugh and do the things, enjoy life. While his father is out there standing, wanting answers, talking to the news, showing he's mad and he's angry. I want my son. And yet the mother of his child has a defense attorney. Why? Someone please help me understand. Because on my side of the street, that don't look good. Sabrina, there is a crawl space in that house, and there are photos of them checking that crawl space. Now, does that mean he was not brought back and put up in there later? No. I think they checked it one time and they were done. This child that we sit here and talk about every single day has one parent that wants Sebastian, his son, to be found. And yet there are those people who receive phone calls that tell you to shut your mouth. Stop talking about Sebastian. You don't do it, then guess what? His little friends over there on the other side will start to attack and destroy you. Well, let them talk. Because I don't have to listen to it and I'm not worried about it. I don't care. I'm not here for nobody. I'm not here to kiss ass. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the most stupidest thing you've ever heard in a missing child's case, to get a phone call that says you and your friend need to stop talking about Sebastian. And then call him in the middle of both of us being on panel. I see you're up there with your friend. Yeah, Mr. Chris? We were. We will be again. Don't worry. We got this. It is sick. And only a guilty person would have people do that or do it to themselves. Only a guilty person would pretend to be someone else to try to convince you how wrong you are in the way you think. Yes, Legally Blonde, it is hard to have one. There is no way to have a timeline because you don't have one full story. You got 6 because the middle part always changes. The time from Texas Roadhouse till that phone call was made to dispatch, that part never fits the same. Okay, Mac, it was. Both of them. It was reported. You know, it's funny how people that don't even know Sebastian care more about him can say the storyline better than his own mother, because we've listened, we care, we want to make it to where it's the truth that we're putting out, but we can't put out the truth because we were not told the truth yet. And if we were told the truth in one of those stories, why all the other stories? Why all the other stories? Why the confusion? Why all the distractions? Why, and why? Where's Sebastian? What happened after you got home from Texas Roadhouse, Katie? That's the question. Was it you that took out the trash and walked all goofy the way he walks, like you say? That's the question. Do I want to blame a mother? No, hell no. It's the first thing I do not want to be the person to do. But you can't not call out all of the different stories. You have to. If you're going to sit here and you're going to do a show talking about this young man and his case, you have to call out all the different changes. And they're not just subtle changes. They're not like, I remembered this happening or adding in something. No, there's completely different stories. And that, my folks, it sure as hell makes you look guilty of something. I have no clue what you did when you got home from Texas Roadhouse. You know, that place where you and your son went to eat. In the 30 minutes that we saw of that video clipped all in there together, you didn't have much conversation with your son. And when you did, he wasn't liking what you told him. That's for damn sure. So, did Sebastian start noticing all the people that were there? Did he notice those little things like that? If you gave your phone to the yellow jacket guy, KK, was that for like a name badge type thing for him to go into a school? Could it be that you gave papers to the green hoodie? Is that what you gave the green hoodie? Or did they give you something to help Sebastian sleep a lot deeper than he does? What did Alicia P say? Why did Terry Lynn tell people Sebastian will be reappearing when he's 18? Yes. And that's the thing Mr. Chris has said. Kaylee said it. We've all heard it. Why is there talk of him appearing when he's 18 years of age? After talking with my friend and finding out all this information about this one particular school, or not school, facility, the place where that you cannot be admitted wearing shoes, folks. I'm telling you, it's very possible there could be something to this facility. I want you to know they dye their hair a different color. I want you to know there's medication being given that really is not needed. Alicia, it sounded more and more like it all the time. And at first, I never thought that was what happened. I really didn't. I thought there was an accident of some sort happened that night in the home. But the premeditation is almost too obvious when you sit and look at Texas Roadhouse video. The people that are in play right there, it's crazy. It's crazy to see all the different players at play. You have to question it. You have to think about that. And to hear Chris say he may come walking through that door when he's 18 and we'll have open arms for him. Really? Do you think he's going to be able to walk after all that medication he's been on in that facility? Because some people don't come back from that. That's a question for Katie and Chris. And it's funny how after talking about that facility, about talking about all the things and the way it's happening, the way things are done in that facility that has razor wire fencing around it, that facility where the people inside being treated have on ankle monitors. That young man that I was speaking about the next day was told he was going home the following Tuesday. On a Friday, he was told he was going home, start packing his stuff up. Oh, Maurice, thank you. She said, thank you, Lolly. I enjoy the peaceful summary we do here with you and our lollipops. Stay blessed. Oh, thank you for that. That is so sweet. So sweet. Y'all just don't know how much I'm blessed. Appreciate you. Thank you for that support. You know, there had to have been some truth in what I said because I was talked about inside that facility. That video, that live stream was talked about. Parents were calling, asking questions about that facility. Kids were being sent home. Why did they send kids home? So that we wouldn't go there and look? It's crazy to stop and to think. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Thank you for that tap dancer, Lizzie. I'm going to look into that for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're right, TJ. You're right. You know, I didn't specify that. She said that child Lolly's been talking about wasn't supposed to be home so soon, and he's not the same. The horrible things that happened in there, folks. That young man was not getting out until he turned 18. He was only 16. So when he was 18, he was going to get to walk back in that door, just like Sebastian was going to do, right? Yeah, CPS cases cannot be talked about. Seth has copies of them and he legally cannot speak on them. Yes, Alicia P., you right here. They are bound by privacy laws. He did say, though, he said, I will tell you this, I don't think they're appropriate that YouTube would allow me to say what is in these folders. FBI did one assignment. That's right. FBI was asked to help with one thing. One thing. Oh, TJ. No. I did what was right. Because all the pieces fit together to talk about that facility. The same facility that Richard Bishop is on the board of. The same person that is in the yellow coat at Texas Roadhouse the last time Sebastian was seen. The same man that had a phone in his hand he looked at, and from the camera we could tell it was Sebastian, the picture Katie took, sitting at the booth across from her son. I don't understand how law enforcement cannot see the connections here. Yeah. Oh, Maurice, I don't know. I'm scared to find out. But if it was that terrible, folks, if those reports were that bad, why were those cases closed? Why was that child not removed? Why? It's not right. Sebastian was crying out for help, doing what he was supposed to do, and look where it got him. He's lost. Just like his stepfather wanted him to be. Katie made the choice. She went along with the plan. And in my opinion, everything was carried out according to the script. Yes, Maurice, that is the same man sitting in the courtroom with the Betty hearings. In the court, sitting behind them. It is horrible. When you sit down, put it all on paper, and you look at the pieces, it has crossed state lines. Therefore, the Federal Bureau of Investigation should be the one leading this investigation. Lisa, I will inform you this, that on a Tuesday, Seth's lawyer filed for a copy of those reports, and that Friday, that CPS worker, or DCS worker, as Tennessee calls it, the Department of Children's Services, that DCS worker was fired. Oh, Jackie T, thank you so much for that. How sweet of you. She says, thank you, Lolly. Prayers for Seth and Sebastian. Little happy dance for our Jackie T. Thank you so much, Jackie. That is so sweet of you. Guys, if you were a person that was on working the case, on this case, the lead detective sitting there looking at all the puzzle pieces, and those pieces that fit together that we have found sitting here at our computer, matching them up, you would see the connections cross state lines. Call in the FBI to take over this case. The parents left town 2 weeks, went on a vacation all the way to Oregon. They have a missing child from their home, and they leave and go across the United States. People don't do that when a child is missing from their home. They stay, they fight, they scream from the rooftops, find my child, bring him back to me. Yes, I believe there was an undercover officer of some sort sitting in the courtroom as well. They are waiting for the statute of limitations to run out so Seth can't sue the county all the way to the ground. I'm telling you, folks, if the FBI was to step in, they would have to see all of this sitting in front of them. All the pieces that the law enforcement has. And they would have to question why Sumner County is so incompetent that nothing has happened. And they don't want that at all. They cannot let it all come out. I'm hoping so, Bridget, but I am so scared at the same time. Oh, Alicia, he has everything in front of him. He sure can. And I'm telling you, friends, whatever is being said on the other side is to counteract, it is to cause friction, it is all about a total distraction away from what we talk about over here all the time. Oh, thank you, Poppy Love. Someone's got to. We have to continue to talk about this. That's right, Alicia P. FBI never sees the case files. They're given an assignment and they work that assignment. They just go and do their work. They don't see everything that that law enforcement agency has. When they're asked to come in and do something, they do their task. And that's it. That's all they can do. But I'll tell you this, the more that we cause people, the people that need to know what is happening, if we continue to push Sebastian's picture, push the fact that nothing is happening, push it in their face, maybe we're going to push it into someone's face that has a conscience and has to make sure things are done right. Folks, that's our job. That's what we can do. That's right, Alicia. That damn sheriff has all the power, and they know it. Mr. Snuggle Struggle himself. Tell you what, when it came time to vote for the sheriff, I sure as hell wouldn't want a man that calls the R word. I'd rather call it snuggle struggle. You snuggle your children. You don't do that with a person that doesn't want it. Yes, we are sending flyers, Alicia, to the Department of Justice. We are sending letters to them. We are bombarding them. That is what we got. That's our task. We can send letters to to Sumner County all day long. And Mr. Snuggle Struggle is just probably going to throw them in the trash. That's what I'm afraid of. But make him nervous. Make him nervous. Yes, Lolo. Doesn't that sound like something that Edgar would say? For sure. Because that's probably how he looks at it. You know, I'm just going to snuggle her and try not to make her struggle, you know, till she quits struggling. Uh-oh, Rondo, you be careful. Yes, he does. He has to. If you're going to call it that, you call it what it is. But that's it, Bobby. I don't think he's wanting to turn it over because he is too prideful. But when we put enough pressure on other agencies and other things, other people and departments, maybe they can put the pressure on him to turn it over. It was Dreaming of Blue Skies. Very, very alarming, disgusting. Yes. Oh, it was just like red flags all over them. Oh. You know, this is the question of the day for everybody. Terry Lynn was boots on the ground searching for Sebastian. So when did that go south? In my opinion, and that's all it is my opinion, because I can't say for sure. I'm now starting to question, was she really always on the south side, you know? Was she just blowing smoke up our butts all this whole time? Or was it that she had a talking to by Mr. Chris and decided it was best for her and her family if she went to the other side? Yeah, she was talked to. Mr. Chris took her to the side of the building of the courthouse and had a conversation with Terry Lynn, just the two of them. And that evening, she's over there spewing hate. So here we are trying to figure out what the hell happened. And like I said, Katie's cousin, Yada, was questioning all kinds of things when it came to Katie and Mr. Chris. Worried about Sebastian. And then Mr. Chris had a personal conversation with her, and she's over there spewing the hate right along with them. There's a common denominator, and it's called Mr. Chris. Hi, Renee. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. So here we sit, calling it like we see it. Get in line, get in line. There's a waiting list. Blech. I will tell you this, Sunset Gaze, in her words exactly on her channel. Yes, she did have an intimate relationship one time with him. She's known this family. She lives in the town there. She knows how they are. What changed with her, I have no clue. I always had the utmost respect for that woman because she was boots on the ground. She didn't care about what sides were. She was doing what she could do for Sebastian. Now we're hearing the plants were put there. They were Sebastian's. The other side tells us they have confirmation from Katie. It was Sebastian's pants, but they were the ones that were too little. Make it make sense, folks. I'm telling you, if we just received a phone call, I can imagine what Terry Lynn got in person. You know, and of course, from the other side at night, dog, the lawyers, all that is just a bunch of crock. It's all a lie. No one's doing anything. They're just trying to cause trouble. They're all here for the same reason, and that is for publicity. I don't care. They're putting billboards up all over the place. And of course, nobody from the other side has seen any of them in their towns. Well, maybe they didn't put them in your town. Maybe you're on the wrong side of the town. I don't know. But I know this. All them billboards that were supposed to be put up, that they got $20,000 to put up. There was 3 people that said, I saw it. I saw it. It was up for 2 days. That's all I've ever heard. $20,000 for 3 billboards for 2 days. There's questions. There's questions about their stuff. There's questions about stuff over here. You know, let's just call it for what it is. This has turned into a shit show. Folks, that's all it is. It became not about Sebastian. But I'm going to keep it about Sebastian. That's what I came for. That's what I'm here for. I'm not going to call out everything they do over there. I don't care. Let them do what they want to do. The saddest part of all is if someone new comes in, they're going to hear all this crap. Yep. She met up with all of them over there. And it is what it is. But we don't have to participate. Yes, I think she was all along. I think so. I'm starting to think so. If she wasn't, I'll apologize to her. But it sure does seem like that. I just think it's funny that we call out all the crap happening over there and all the bashing and attacks and the hate and going real life on people. But we're the ones over here getting threatened and all the things. Of course, prove it or it's not real. Well, guess what, Hooker? It's real. Okay? Did you hear that loud and clear? It's real. If you want receipts, I'll give you the officer's name to contact. Yeah, I agree. I remember that Legally Blonde. Yep, it was. I believe it too. It was more than a belt being used. I know, Bo. It's insane. But their families have been involved into this. This is the thing. If you want to attack me all day long. My family members ain't got nothing to do with this. I don't bring them into this. Why should they be attacked? Why? Because you're a lowlife? Because you can't find nothing on me? So you think it's right? That tells you how trashy people can be, folks, when that happens. If I'm going to attack, I'm going to attack someone over there on their panel talking crap. Yeah. Right, TJ? We sure don't. I don't know. Charlene hadn't seen him today. That's funny. Well, Michelle, you would think so. And if things would have been done accordingly, you would think that is the way it would have worked, right? But I will tell you this. The young man I was talking about, his parents had 50-50 custody. His mother put him in. His father still to this day, after he's been out, he's nervous about talking to him. He's not quite ready. And his father still doesn't know anything about it. You know that? That's how sad this is. That's how sad those places really are. Dad's insurance was being billed as a clinic. The one that was receiving phone calls from him was getting different names when that phone call came through. That's how bad these places are. Yes, Legally Blonde. There needs to be a lot of replacements in this case. So CPS took their word. All she had to do was say the same for a facility, and especially if a board member is responsible for getting him in there. Nobody's going to question that. These people sign NDAs. They treat these people in there however they want to, and they are not allowed to speak about it. Rhonda, you be careful. That's how bad this facility is, folks. Doesn't matter that 50-50 custody. And the only way that father is going to find out is if he would have went through the Attorney General for the United States of America. And then they would get a list of names of people in that facility. What if they were to put them under a different name? Seth would never know, right? Tennessee is beautiful. It is a beautiful place. Oh, goodness. You know, just, I would, if you had any kids with you when you go, you put a leash on them. I wouldn't let them out of your sight for 1 second. Yeah, that's the thing. There's 3 options here. He was not seen leaving the house. There is no evidence to support that. So the only thing left is he did not make it home. He was carried out in his mother's car. Or he was carried in the dark of night to a waiting car at 3 a.m. Those are the 3 choices here. Those are the 3 things we know that allegedly are possible. But they want us to think, according to Mr. Chris, he walked out that front door and poof, off the porch he goes. He was gone, invisible. People do not just disappear. Who was on Moon's? Who was on Moon and Chroma's regarding the belt? She said the past is the past? Called Crime Time Buzz a biatch? What? Terry Lynn? Oh my God. I told y'all what she said about Seth. He wasn't out searching. He was over there doing things with that man. For real? Bobby says, I don't care. My son is 42. I forbid them to go to Nashville. Oh, wow. Chris is so respectful. She don't blame Katie for not talking. I call bullshit on all of that. Katie is Sebastian's mother. She should not care what people say about her. She should be out there talking. First of all, Katie should have came to the cameras day 1. Please look for him. He looks like this. He does this. This is him. Let me show you a current picture. The last picture I took of my child. That should have been Katie day 1. It wasn't until day 8 when they spoke. They put a press release out that the parents would not be speaking at this time. Who does that? Ugh. Yeah, I heard that part. I heard that she thinks he's in concrete and water. Ugh. It's horrible. The things that could be possible. You got to remember the words Mr. Chris said, day 8. This will be a case that will be studied for years to come. They don't even know if he's coming home or not at this point, right? They're still looking. And it's going to be a case to be studied for years to come. Wow, guys, we might go over that tomorrow. I want to hear that. Seems like people over there know something. Because if you remember, Elevated Truth told Mr. Chris on his live, don't make me say what I know. You don't want me to say what I know. Guys, we might do that. Yeah, how about you be and study for years to come? I think they will be, trust me. Cinderella says, in my opinion, I think he'll pop up when he's 18. Never know. That's what that young man was supposed to have done. Get out of that facility when he's 18, guys. They take that ankle monitor off, send him out the door with medication that he's never taken before. It's crazy. Okay, Holly. Do y'all want to come back on a little later and do that? Do y'all want to do another night thing about 8 o'clock or so? And do that, or do y'all want to do it tomorrow? Yes, they do, Sharon, but they're not doing anything. YouTuber says yes. I'm telling you, those people that know things, if this turns out to be bad, folks, they could be in trouble for knowing and not speaking. I don't want to be part of that. Let's do another night tonight, like 8:30. Okay. All her own words. Your time. I'm game. I got nothing going on. Charlene wants another call in. We might do a call in after we listen to that live. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do it, guys. Let's take a break for a while and we'll come back here. No matter who's live or whatever, we'll come back and listen to it. If you want to come back and listen to it, I'm very interested in what is being said because seems like, there's things being said that is knowledge from the other side. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got me on that one? Oh, it's so sad. So sad. It breaks my heart that I had tons of respect for her. Rhonda. Yeah, it might. And if it does, you can listen to it later or whatever. But Bobby says, my voice is not sexy. All right. Well, we'll do it. If y'all can make it, y'all come on back. We'll listen to it. I haven't heard it. Like I say, I don't listen to all that. I really don't. But if there's things that are being said, I want to hear it. So we'll play it and we'll go over it and listen to it. I'd like to hear if there's any explanation and why they think what they think and that kind of thing. So I got the link, and I will see you guys back here at 8:30. They screwed up from the very beginning, Mary. I agree with you 100%. 100% on that. Yes, they did. Yes, yes. Okay, well, thank you all for being here today. Thank you for listening, for interacting. If you were just sitting in the bushes, soaking it all in, thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. It is, my time is 6:29 right now. And we'll come back in 2 hours from now. So, you never know. You never know. We'll put that number up just in case. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you all for the support. Thank you for just being here. Thank you for being you. Love you guys so much. We will see you soon. If not, I will see y'all tomorrow. Love and hugs to everybody.